What if someone had the power to manipulate other people's dreams? Dr. Destiny is DC Comics' answer to that question. The legendary but sadly underrated Justice League supervillain was best depicted in Neil Gaiman's The Sandman issues 6 through 7, 1989 to 1996, as an enemy of the Sandman who possesses the Dreamstone that Morpheus seeks. These two issues showcased a truly sadistic, psychopathic version of Dr. Destiny, different than his depiction in the Silver Age of comics, even though he was the same character in continuity. In the animated world, however, the best adaptation of this villain, in my opinion, outside of the comics can be found in the DC Animated Universe television show Justice League, which ran from 2001 to 2004 until it was succeeded by Justice League Unlimited 2004 to 2006. This show definitely did not have shortages, compelling, mature takes on beloved comic book characters, but these two episodes showcased the terrifying nature of Dr. Destiny's powers. Only a Dream Part 1 introduces the viewer to John D., an average criminal imprisoned in Stryker's Island who has delusions of grandeur and dreams that he has defeated the Justice League and become the most respected villain of them all. But the reality is that things could not get any worse for him. The reason why he is incarcerated there is because he was a low-level LexCorp thug who got arrested by the Justice League for smuggling weapons. He has been denied parole for his crimes, which infuriates him. John later gets a visit from his wife, who tells him that she is leaving him for another man. He pleads her to give him another chance, but she will not wait for him anymore. John learns that the prison conducts extrasensory experiments on volunteer prisoners with a peculiar advanced machine called the Materiopticon, and immediately wants to volunteer.
For science.
I appreciate your zeal, but
He takes a liking to the psychic energy it gives off. As the episode progresses, Batman and Superman villains Firefly, Copperhead, Solomon Grundy, Volcana, and Luminous stage a prison break at Stryker's. While this is happening, John sneaks out to strap himself into the Materiopticon and cranks the power level to maximum. He overdoses his mind with psychic energy, which puts him in a catatonic state. The Justice League are called to apprehend the criminals and prevent them from escaping as quickly as possible. After the League apprehends the escaped criminals, they are alerted by the guards that John has escaped the prison infirmary, where he has seemingly put a series of men in a similar catatonic state that he was in. Despite the fact that Batman has gone 3 days without sleep, he promises that he will bring him down. John has gained the incredible ability to psychically project his mind outside his body and manipulate other people's dreams. He visits his ex-wife and her boyfriend at their beautiful farm, psychically invades her mind, proclaiming to her,
I can go anywhere I want now.
He uses his new telepathic abilities to lock her in a perpetual nightmare that her husband cannot wake her from. He smiles at his handiwork at a distance. Elsewhere, Batman is seen driving his Batmobile. The episode concludes with the entire Justice League, except Batman, sleeping in the watchtower, as Dee menacingly laughs at them because their slumber has given him the perfect moment to strike. Dr. Destiny manifests himself in each Leaguer's mind. He makes them all live through their worst nightmares. The Flash is caught in a time loop where he perpetually runs at a high velocity. Green Lantern is stuck in a world where he is fully fused with his power ring. Hawkgirl, who is claustrophobic, gets buried alive and is unable to escape. And Superman is stuck in a nightmare world where he cannot control his powers and inadvertently crushes his best friend, Jimmy Olsen, and his girlfriend, Lois Lane, before he becomes a hated menace and a pariah. The only two who are not affected is Batman, because he has been fighting crime for 11 years at this point, and he has an indomitable will, and Martian Manhunter, who is a powerful telepath who cannot be hypnotized so easily. After hearing that Dee's ex, Penny, died after being put in a catatonic state, John discovers that his teammates are in serious danger and decides he has no other choice than to probe their minds to eliminate Dr. Destiny's influence. He frees each of them from their personal hells and convinces them that they are in control of their powers, not him. Then they destroy his psychic influence once and for all. The Dark Knight is progressively getting more and more tired. As he drives the Batmobile, he dozes off and starts to see Dr. Destiny appearing, persuading him to sleep, that there is no place for him to escape, but still refuses to give up. This is one of the hilarious times you actually get to see the legendary hero buy a coffee at a cafe. Batman figures that Dr. Destiny must be someplace familiar. He then locates him at a nearby LexCorp warehouse. When he arrives, he struggles to bring Destiny down because he's starting to doze off again, and even starts to see the villain in a reflection of a mirror.
Coming here was the mistake of your life. See, the closer I am to someone, the stronger I get. I'll be able to go into your brain, even if you're wide awake.
My brain's not a nice place to be.
But Batman says that his superpower is that he never gives up. He then breaks through Dr. Destiny's psychic hold by humming the French tune Frere Jacques, which enrages Dr. Destiny. He then relies on his physical form to try to knock the Dark Knight unconscious, hitting him with a syringe. But while he is fighting Batman, he inadvertently uses it on himself. In the end, the Justice League are back to normal. But back at Stryker's Island, John Dee lies in a catatonic state where he hums Frere Jacques quietly to himself, over and over again. These two episodes were my introduction to the character of Dr. Destiny. He was able to manipulate the dreams of some of the most powerful heroes in the universe. The Flash's worst fear is running so fast he might destroy the timeline or himself. Superman's worst fear is not being able to control his own physiology and being feared by the ones he loves most. Every day he lives on Earth and fights against evil, he almost always holds back. Hawkgirl cannot live life without being on the move. And Green Lantern is terrified of being separated. He cannot exist without being able to interact with the rest of his environment. Dr. Destiny even gave Martian Manhunter a run for his money. Dr. Destiny pushed Martian Manhunter to the very limits of his powers. Only a Dream Part 1 and 2 wrestles with themes about delusions of grandeur, obsession, corrupt forces, belief, and persistence. John Dee only wanted to be an exceptional person who left a mark on the world. But he was overcome with this desire for vengeance. He refused to take responsibility after smuggling weapons while working at LexCorp. He saw potential in the Materiopticon instantly and could not stop obsessing about it. His fixations and newfound power completely corrupted him into a different person. He became ruthless and sadistic as he killed his ex-wife with no remorse. He wasted his potential for good by caving into mental instability. This show did not shy away from his unsettling appearance and imaginative visceral dream manipulation skills. I love how Batman kept his cool while battling this Lord of Nightmares. His experience fighting Scarecrow and his fear toxin's mind-altering effects aided him in fighting this dangerous Justice League level threat. He even compared John Dee to Homer's The Odyssey, where Odysseus tricks the Cyclops. This symbolizes how a person must never underestimate another, especially an enemy. I'd say that Dr. Destiny is the DC equivalent to Freddy Krueger, even if the character was created in 1961. Other than his depiction in Netflix's The Sandman 2022, Dr. Destiny has immense potential in a live-action Justice League movie or any other media. I have yet to see any animated show or movie that has done a better job with this character as Justice League did. I will always adore this depiction forever.